All right, we are going live, folks. All right, good evening, everybody. It's me, that crazy guy with the lazy eye, and I am broadcasting out here live in California, and we're actually on the live group here with the Ozark Talk, and there's a lot of talk going on in Ozark, Alabama right now. And, I'm kind of taking this story, a little personally. That's why I'm getting involved, and that's actually why I'm working hand in hand with Attorney Matthews at law. He's the attorney out there in Ozark, Alabama, that's actually handling this case for the client, the cat. And that's right, folks. The cat has an attorney. Believe it or not, don't mess with the cats in Skipperville, folks, in Ozark and area. But anyways, I do have Mr. Matthews on the line with us, letting everybody get logged in. Hopefully, make sure all the audio is working well. Uh, this is a test run right now just to get. This is actually one of our new systems that we're using to do broadcast out here on our news channel. We're just now opening up a TV station out here in Hemet, California. But anyways, to the subject of the animal abuse that we see that's going on in Ozark, that's the big talk of your town right now. The reason why I'm taking this a little personally is because, number one, I know Dr. Logan personally. He cared for our animals when we were in Ozark, Alabama for years. And, this guy should know better. I mean, what was this guy thinking? I just don't understand. If you do this to an animal, why are you even a vet? What goes through people's heads, I don't understand. But anyways, yeah, I want to make sure that this gets out to everybody. I think everybody's voices needs to be heard, and that's why I'm going to be doing this show here, trying to give everybody the opportunity to give your opinions on what your thoughts is about this, because this is something big in your town. This is something that I know how Dale County, Alabama is. You guys don't put up with animal abuse. Everybody out there are animal lovers, and that's worse than messing with your wife or messing with your husband. Somebody's going to get hurt, and yeah, verbally too. But before I start this live stream with everybody, I want to let everybody know, disclaimer. We don't want anybody getting on this live stream, start threatening anybody, cussing out anybody, any vulgarity. Please try to keep it clean. You know, I don't know how people are out here in the East Coast now since I've been dealing out West Coast, but everybody seems like they can act like an adults. Out here in the West Coast, I'm still trying to get those people to do that. But I want to let everybody know the admins of this group here in Ozark Talk is monitoring this live stream. They will be monitoring all comments. Just warning of advice. Any violations, you will be booted out of their group and you will be removed. So don't do it. Let's be adults about this and let's talk about what's going on. And we're going to have call-in questions and answers, so that way you guys can actually call in. The number is up on the screen, but don't call right now. I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you guys who knows a lot about what's going on with this. He's actually behind the scenes of this, working this story. So to go ahead and introduce to you guys, let me go ahead and pull him into our live stream here real quick. His name is William Matthews with Matthews Attorney at Law. Just brought his picture up on the screen, sitting behind his desk, doing his due, and getting ready to do a big sue. So, Will, how are you doing out there in Ozark tonight?
I'm doing well. Let me tell you about my firm, Eddie. It was started by my dad in 1956.
Wow.
And I came in 1981 with him, and then my daughter, Sarah Elizabeth's a lawyer. She came in with me in 2014.
Right.
So now my daughter practices law with me. My daddy died in 2002. But my daughter and I practice law together now. And right off the bat, I've tried every kind of case, and this is my 40th year of practice law. I have tried every possible case you can probably think of, and never had anything like this come before me.
I mean,
this is a completely new experience for my daughter and I.
well, let me ask you this, Will. How did you even get involved in this case and when it came forward? I mean, what was your thoughts when you first heard about this and you knew that you were going to be the attorney on this, or you were offered the chance to?
This all started, Eddie, on Monday, the 5th. This video came out on Facebook, and I had not even seen the video. But this couple in Ozark that owned the cat in question came in to see us on Wednesday or Thursday, I can't remember.
Right.
And the rumors were swirling that the legal authorities were not going to do anything, and he was not going to be arrested for this. And then the police called them in to talk.
Right.
And they came to me after they went to see the police. And I've been assured by the police, of course, he's been arrested now, that they are investigating him. The state board of veterinarians is investigating him on this stuff. And obviously my daughter and I are doing an investigation to see what kind of lawsuit we can file and who we can sue and that type of thing.
Right.
We should have something filed in the next week or two.
Well, that's good. So your plans are to sue the britches off of this guy, huh?
We've got to figure out how to do it and what theory of law we can use to do it. I've got a few ideas in my head. We got to do some research.
Right.
We're going to do that, then we'll decide which avenue to it's basically going to be a shotgun approach. We're going to fire a shotgun with about 10 different theories.
Uh-oh.
See which one sticks.
Is it going to have any buckshot included in that, triple aught buck or something with that type of gun you got?
Well, I'll tell you this. This is a principal thing with me and my daughter. My daughter has 3 cats.
Right.
And I don't have cats. I have dogs. But I love animals, and those videos are just absolutely horrible.
Man, I seen that video, Will, and I tell you, I was like astonished, and I was like, how could this guy be a vet? This is just cruel. I mean...
Well, the pictures are terrible, too. The pictures I've seen are awful, too.
Yeah, I wish I could have punched him in the face like that, you know?
Yeah.
If I could have reached through that video, I would have punched him in the face. But, you know, hey, that's what you want to do and can't do. But, yeah, so here we go. We're going to try to go in at, some approach to where you can definitely do a good suit on this. One of the things I know you're probably looking at too, Mr. Matthews, is we need people in the community to come forward. If you previously worked with Dr. Logan's office, I know what we hear, you probably heard the same thing. A lot of people's been telling me that lately Dr. Logan couldn't even keep vets. He couldn't keep employees because they kept quitting. So why...
Well, they need to call me. They need to call me and let me know what they know.
Exactly. We definitely, this right now, people, you want something done. It's not just sitting here, on Facebook, just, complaining about it. It's time that you guys unite together, come forward, let us know something. Somebody out there, a lot of people out there know more than what we know, and we need to know so something can be done, Why did you quit working with the vet? Did you see him abusing animals or... we need evidence right now. The more people we can get come forward, the more that they can give charges to and hopefully get more accounts on this. And we, the people, need to make sure that this guy never touches an animal again. I mean, you said today, Will, that you went by his office, right? And there was still people coming in his office?
Oh, yeah.
So,
and there have been protesters. There have been protesters outside his office.
So they know something's going on with this vet, and come on, folks, we got another vet we can send you to. Let's boycott this guy. Let's shut him down. He can't stay in business if there's no customers. He can keep his license, but What good are they if there's no
one
customers?
One thing, Eddie, that bothers me, this vet has an attorney, and the attorney is threatening people
Right.
with lawsuits if they speak up against the vet.
Wait a minute. So he's trying to say, I'm going to sue you for your First Amendment right?
Yes, yes.
What is this country
Absolutely.
coming to? Folks, don't be scared of that idiot. Please don't be scared of that idiot. He cannot, that's freedom of speech, folks. You're coming forth with evidence. So if you know something, tell that guy to kiss our butt, because William is going to take care of that. I guarantee you. It's not going to happen.
If I was your cat,
Yeah.
I'd beat the hell out of
So,
this guy.
I mean, what is your guys' thoughts on this? I mean, we want to know how you feel, folks. There's a phone number right there below. You can give us a call, 951-923-2377. We want to hear from you, the public, folks, what your opinions are about this. I mean, what is your thoughts? What would you like to see done? How do you feel about the misdemeanor charges that they're giving him? Do you feel, by watching this video, that he should actually have gotten some harder charges? Call us, let us know. I mean, what do you think of that, Will, while we're waiting on calls?
There's a parallel in the law of this, Eddie. I'll give you a perfect example. You got the quarterback from Houston, Texas. He got one or two sexual allegations against him.
Right.
And once the publicity got out, you had dozens of women come forward. It's a different type of civil action, but dozens of people came forward in similar situations that had been, mistreated by the guy. So hopefully that'll happen here.
We need that.
It happened this time. It's happened before.
Right. That's why we're asking everybody, we definitely need everybody that, if you've been mistreated, you think your animal was mistreated, or you got evidence of your animal being mistreated, we need to hear about it. We need you to come and let us know. And either that, especially contact Mr. William here. And William, do you want to put your phone number out where people can contact you?
I'm easy to find. I'm in Ozark, Alabama, the Matthews Law Firm. You can Google it.
Google Matthews, you'll find him all over. I even found his picture, so
Yeah.
you can get his phone number. But are you looking at possibly doing like a class action lawsuit on this, or get many people involved in this lawsuit? If you feel that they're being mistreated, you'll represent everybody that comes forward.
Yeah, let me explain something to you, Eddie. You can't do a class action in a tort case.
Okay.
Because every case is different.
Right. Well, that's true. That's true.
But that doesn't mean I can't file 50 lawsuits against him, for
Right.
50 different cats.
That's it. I
we
mean,
can take care of business a different way, but that's how you do that.
right. All right.
I almost said football.
We got a call coming in now. Let's see who we got. Okay, go ahead. You are on the air.
Yes. When it comes to both Dr. Logan and his attorney, not only has Dr. Logan been abusing his animals and staff for at least 20 years, his attorney, David Harrison, and you can look this up for yourself, has conviction on meth trafficking charges from March 1997, was one of the ones caught in the famous Ashley Madison situation,
Wow.
represented a man in a bestiality case. He's had allegations of ineffective assistance of counsel and a very odd relationship with U.S. Senate candidate Doug Jones.
Wow, interesting information. Maybe that's why he's threatened to sue everybody that talks against Logan, because he's probably using some of his meth.
Don't know. All I know is it seems like a pair of sleazeballs are working together.
Well, that's like two peas in a pod. What do you think about that, Will?
I'm not going to comment on anything like that.
Right? Wow, well, that's something to take into consideration. Have you had any issues with Dr. Logan when you brought any animals in?
My family used to use him a long time ago,
Right.
but I actually volunteered at his clinic years ago and witnessed his behavior. But at the time, he had such a sterling reputation. Who would have believed a teenager versus Dr. Logan?
Well, we still need to know. I mean, what happened? Everything needs to start coming out of the woodwork, and that's what we're here for tonight. I mean, what is some of the things that you experienced as a volunteer?
As a volunteer, not only would he scream and yell at the staff and at me and throw things at staff that did not work fast enough for him,
Wow.
or if you questioned him or challenged him in any way, I witnessed him personally hitting dogs and cats that were there, any pets that were there that were too loud, in his opinion, for boarding, would be routinely sedated and kept sedated until a few hours before their owners would pick them up. It was very much a mess there.
Wow, that sounds like Dr. Logan right there. I mean, I don't know what got into his old age, but he's got to where he was.
I wouldn't say old age because that was going on about 20 years ago.
Wow, I guess it runs in the family. Man, oh man.
No, same doctor. It's not running in the family. It is the same man that's been doing this for at least 20 years.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you giving us that information, and let's get everybody else calling in, and let's get something done about this, and come forward. And if you are a victim of this, definitely we need to hear from you. So, hey, I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, absolutely. And if Mr. Matthews wants me to either call him or stop by one day this week, I'm absolutely available to. I'm also putting in my statement with the state licensing board and have already been in touch with OPD.
Awesome. Great job. I appreciate that. That's what we need everybody to do. If you have information like that or you witness something, do the same thing this caller's doing. So I appreciate caller for calling in.
Not a problem, and I guess this comes back to what the U.S. government used to say. If you see something, say something.
Amen. That's right. And that's coming from her mouth, and that's her story, and she's sticking to it. All right, we got another caller coming in right now. Let's see here. Actually, we got 2 missed calls coming in, so I'm going to try to go ahead and pull in one of the missed calls and see if we can call them back. So let's go ahead and see. First, second caller, answer your phone.
Hello?
Hey, this is the iNews calling. We just missed your call, so we're adding you into the show. So, hey, say what you got to say.
I'm sorry?
I said go ahead and talk to us, and you called in to give your opinion. So what is your thoughts
I
on
did.
this?
Well, I have a question. I know there's a difference in domestic violence felony charges and when it becomes a misdemeanor and how it escalates to a felony.
Right.
What is the criteria for that as far as animal cruelty or animal abuse?
Mr. Matthews, you want to answer that question, sir?
Yeah, I don't have the statute in front of me, but there is a intentional animal cruelty statute that goes way above what happens here. Would be like torturing an animal with weapons or something like that.
You'll watch
You know.
Okay.
Look at that shit.
I know with domestic. Go ahead.
Like, you remember Michael Vick, who used to play quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons? They got him in a dog fight thing where the dogs were getting killed and all that. He ended up going to federal prison over that.
Well, I know that in domestic violence, if it causes permanent or long-term damage, it could escalate to a felony. And I just wondered if that were the case with this cat, if it had traumatic brain injury or had some kind of lasting effect. So that criteria isn't the same. It's just it's something much greater than what we have here.
Right. Now, I've been a judge for 34 years, and I had a case several years ago where a wife poured acid on her husband while he was asleep. And she came to court. They had her charged with domestic violence in my court, which was a misdemeanor. And she wanted to plead guilty. I said, no, ma'am, I'm not going to let you plead guilty. I'm turning this over to the district attorney because this is a felony. And so she ended up getting a felony out of it, you know.
Well, so how can these charges escalate, or do you see the potential for them to escalate to a felony and get it out of municipal court?
I don't see that right now, but you never know. I mean, right now I don't. But the police are still investigating.
Right. So.
Well, it just seems to minimize it somewhat when it is in municipal court, as if it was an insurance violation or a traffic ticket or a parking violation.
Well, I've been a municipal court judge for 34 years. Now, there's some serious crimes that are in municipal courts, like domestic violence, possession of marijuana, and
Really?
DUI. DUI is a very serious offense. You know,
Okay.
people go to jail all the time on those offenses.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in. All right, we got another call. We'll go ahead and try to grab it. Let's see here. We got another one. I'm going to return a call. And if I miss your call, folks, we will try to call you in or call you back. Okay, actually, the one that I was trying to call is the one that was just calling. So, all right, come on. Where did he go? It's not letting me do it. All right. Bear with me a second. We're having technical difficulties over here. All right. The caller that was trying to call in, go ahead and try to call back in. Once we have somebody on the line, we can't take the call. Here, actually, 08. There you go. I can get you now. I'm calling you right back right now. It's finally working. Okay, they don't answer, so I want to go to the next one. All right.
Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as possible.
All right. Well, it's showing that there is an incoming call coming in, but this thing is acting crazy. I guess we're getting so many of them coming in right now, so let's go ahead and try this one. Refresh. All right, here we go. Now it's letting us answer the calls. All right, finally got you on the air. Go ahead, caller. What is your thoughts on this?
Honestly, I cannot believe someone would actually do that. To some people, it might be just an animal, but they still have feelings and they are still alive. You don't punch someone, and if you're going to go punching and holding someone down, if you're going to be rough with them, you don't need to be working that kind of job, because
that's what I always say.
Honestly, you could always just hire someone else who will actually take care of the pets.
Quit your job and be a ditch digger, folks. If you want to throw something, throw dirt.
Exactly. I mean, you don't have to be mean to the animals. It's cruel. You would not like it if someone goes punching him and go pushing him on the ground.
All right. A lot of people might want to do that. So, hey, I appreciate your opinion. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. All right. Next caller, anybody wants to voice in, call in your opinion. The line is open right now. So, I mean, if anybody has any legal questions that you want to ask about this, you know, I got Mr. Matthews with us, with Matthews Attorney at Law. He's here to talk with you guys and give you what legal advice, legal opinions, what you can do. And if you are a victim of this, you also need to call in, and he can definitely help you guys out on that too. So I appreciate you doing that, Mr. Matthews. All right, let's see. I got another call coming in. Let's go ahead and grab it. Come I'm trying, caller. All right, you are on the air. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
I had a cat about 15 years ago that had a litter of kittens, and I gave them all away, most of them away. I kept a couple, but I gave one to a girl who took this kitten to that doctor. And, of course, I didn't know it at the time, but she's just come to me recently and said, hey, I took that kitten to this doctor. But I do remember when I first gave the kitten to her, she called me one day and said, is there something wrong with this kitten? And I said, no, she's fine as far as I know. And I had her shots and all that. And she said, well, she had started acting strange, almost like she was brain damaged or something. And I said, not to my knowledge. Well, anyway, she just had to have the cat sit down about 2-3 years ago and took it to Dr. Logan. And she said that he talked her into leaving the cat with him and not going in with him. And now, of course, she regrets doing that after seeing these videos and everything. I was going to ask Mr. Matthews, even though there's no evidence of anything in that case, is that a case that we should refer to your office?
You know, you've got a statute of limitations problem if it's been that many years ago, but you can still show a pattern in practice that this stuff's been going on for a long time.
Okay, well, I'll tell her to contact you then.
Yeah.
If nothing else, maybe it'll just give you some background.
You know what's incredible about this whole thing? If the employee there had not videotaped this, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now.
Exactly. That's what's so scary.
You know,
because in my case, I'm thinking that poor cat has been going to him for 15 years or 13 years before she was put down.
And, you know, that's another thing, too, I want to say about that video, too, is, you know, I'm glad that lady did what she did. You know, a lot of people were complaining that she did it. You know, oh, you should have done something. Well, you know what? If it wasn't for her doing what she did, I know it was killing her, standing there knowing that she can't do anything while he's doing it during the time period. You know, because... I mean, I would have probably want to stop and knock the guy in the head, you know, but her producing this video, folks, is what made all this come forth. The dirt's now coming out, you know, we need more people that actually, like, you know, this caller here. If you had an experience with Dr. Logan's office, we need to hear from you. We need to talk about it, you know, we need to get everybody coming forward, so... yeah, definitely. I appreciate you calling in, and there's got another call coming in, so let me go ahead and grab that one. So caller that just missed, I just missed your call. If you want to go ahead and try to return the call, I appreciate it. All right. I'll tell you what, Dr. Logan, I hope you're watching this video too, and I'd like for you to call in. I'd definitely like to talk to you, but I know you wouldn't have the bravery to do that anyway, so I'm not going to wish too much luck on that. But next caller that I guess I'm going to go ahead and try to call you back since you didn't call back in. There is a little delay by the time you get this and I'm saying it, so let's go ahead and get you on the line.
Hello.
Hi, this is Him and I News. We got you on the air, calling you back, and with Attorney Matthews. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? My name is Audrey Finn, and I'm from Dothan, but I did grow up in Ozark. I just have a question for Mr. Matthews.
Go ahead. He's on the air.
When somebody, how is he allowed to still practice by law? Wouldn't you think that the medical association would at least suspend him while he's under investigation?
I've had no contact with them, although the Ozark Police Department has had contact with them, and they don't typically do anything for 1 or 2 months against the vet, which that's kind of surprising to me, but that's the way they operate.
So there's no way that they're not going to suspend him or just temporarily close him down then, correct?
Yeah. They won't do anything until they have a final determination. That's going to take a month or two at least.
Right. So that's why we, the people, need to continue doing what you guys are doing and stand there and with signs, keep protesting, keep sharing these videos, all of our, announcements, all of our stories, we need to get the word out to people. A lot of people, it was on TV, but how many people don't watch TV, I mean, a lot of them are too busy. So we definitely need to spread the word. We the people, folks, has got the power of the people. How can he still stay open even though he has his license if we make sure nobody goes there? If you don't have no customers, you can't do no business. And that's what our goal is to make sure that we put that spotlight on this guy and make sure that nobody goes in there. We want to make sure everybody knows of this.
I would like, Eddie, I would like to talk to every former employee of this veterinarian.
Exactly.
Whoever they are, wherever they live. And I think the word is spread. The videos have gone viral. I mean, I've got people calling me from all over the place,
Yeah.
And not even knowing I'm involved in this thing.
That's it. So, caller, is that anything else you want to add to this?
No, I just feel like that video, you say a picture speaks 1,000 words.
Right.
The video just shows the downright cruelty of this cat, and you would think that would be enough to shut his doors while they investigate. But
yeah, it's.
In addition to that, Eddie, without the video, we wouldn't even be talking tonight.
Right, exactly. So this is a start.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And William's right. If it wasn't for that video, none of this probably would never happen. Nobody would have never believed it because why? Who Dr. Logan is.
Correct.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in. Next caller, I'm going to go ahead. That missed our call. I am calling you back and get you on the air. Okay, here it comes. All right, you're calling me back now, so we're calling each other. All right, go ahead, caller. You are on the air.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I believe, is this Mr. Matthews?
Mr. Matthews is on the phone with me. Go ahead, Mr. Matthews.
All right, I have already called his office. I've had 3 animals there at the veterinarian clinic. We had 1 cat, and as far as we know, he was going to make it, home the next day.
Right.
But he died in the clinic.
Now, how was
had another dog. It was eaten by a dog.
Okay.
And he said, well, how about having a 3-legged cat? And we said, sure, why not? Well, then I called him at 6:30 in the morning. He goes, well, he died during the night.
Wow. And what was wrong with the cat before it died? I mean...
Nothing. It was perfectly healthy.
Wow.
So then we had 2 other animals with, GI problems. One stayed in the office for about a week, came home, died 24 hours after. The second dog was there for 2 weeks, and I had to literally come make him chicken and rice and bring it to him and feed him every day because he said he wasn't going to feed it.
Yeah, definitely talking about
it died. And then my lab is the one I recently had there. He had just a routine tumor remover.
Right.
And he told me it's going to be a routine surgery. I said, okay. He goes, 2 incision sites. I said, all right. I went and picked him up, and I'm standing in the lobby, and the nurse looked distraught. I was there for 30 minutes. She goes, oh, my God, his stitches ripped open. But Dr. Logan came out and said, oh, well, just keep an eye on him.
Wow. There's somebody else was telling me something like that. They brought in a dog, and, I guess there wasn't that much wrong with the dog to be dead, the next day, but Dr. Logan called him back and said, oh, your dog's dead, and hung up. Didn't even give him to say nothing but hello. I mean, I'm like, wow.
And And he didn't even talk to me about the surgery. He just goes, well, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to watch him. And they tore when he was getting him out of the kennel.
Right, probably snatched him out of the kennel, but that's just my opinion. No,
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, he charged us quite a bit of money, but we never paid him after that.
He don't deserve it. All right. Yeah, definitely I advise you stay in contact with Attorney Matthews. Definitely, I think it's something he can probably help you out with.
All right. I sure do appreciate it. We're going to get him. I'm out there in that picket line every day.
Every day. Hey, tell your friends, get everybody out there, help us get the word out. We're going to be downloading this interview show tonight on YouTube. We will be placing it on Him and I News on YouTube. So this news broadcast live stream will be available on YouTube, and please everybody share it. I mean, we need to get this guy out there as much as possible. The only way to do it is by the power of the people. So thank you for calling in.
Amen to that one.
All right.
All right. Well, we appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Next caller that I missed, I'm going to go ahead and hit you back. See if I can get you. Where are you? If you had an animal, folks, you've been mistreated, Mr. Matthews is here to help you with Matthews Attorney at Law. We need to hear from you. Hi, this is Eddie with Him and I News. You are live on the air with us.
Yes, I would like Mr. Matthews to explain me two charges. Is it two different incidents?
Right. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Matthews. You're on the air with her.
I have not seen the charges. I just know what the charges are. It's my understanding there's two cats involved.
Yeah, there are two cats involved. If you see that video that we do have on our YouTube channel, that is actually included two different cats.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yes, ma'am. Do what, Will?
Both of those cats are treated awful.
Got you. All right. And
okay.
Whoever, there is one other cat, whoever is the owner of the other cat that's in the video, we need to hear from you. We need to call, we need to have you contact Mr. Matthews because he definitely wants to help represent you on this. And anybody else, same thing. Anything else, caller?
No, thank you, though.
All right, thank you for calling in. All right, anybody else have any questions you want to talk to Mr. Matthews? He's here to talk about it. Like I say, we are needing and we are looking for people that actually worked with him, had any experiences with him. We need to hear from you. So anybody else wants to call in, go ahead. The lines are open right now. I think I've got all the missed calls called back, so... No, I don't. I think, yeah, I got them all. So, what do you think of this, Matthews? It's a crazy situation, huh?
Well, I've been doing this a long time, Eddie, and I've never come across anything like this. And I think part of it is because of social media. People are getting the word out, and it's spreading, and it's just, there's no stop to it.
Exactly. And that's what I was telling people.
You can't cover this up.
Right. And that's what I tell people out there on, social media, on our news broadcast. I says, it's the power of the people that can make the difference, If everybody would unite together, they'll all make this happen together, So, I'm glad that I'm seeing everybody out here jumping in these picket lines. Love to see more people out there. I mean, I wish I could fly out there and be in there. I'll hold the biggest sign out there I can get my hands on, But it's just, I was shocked when I seen this, Will. It's like, how can somebody do this and they supposed to be a veterinarian? You're supposed to have a heart for animals, but that was just ruthless, heartless, and I was just beyond words for that,
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Well, there's a part of the video where he's absolutely hanging the cat.
Right.
By its collar, and there's a part where he punches the cat directly in the face. Punches the cat.
Both cats too.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't do that if you're a veterinarian. I mean, callers, what do you think? I mean, call in and give me your opinion of it. Lines are open right now. I mean, I want to hear from the people out there in Alabama, the people of Dale County. I mean, what is your thoughts? How you think the police are handling it, you know? And I want to justify too, you know, talking to a lot of people out here, they're thinking that the charges and everything are the decision by the police. You know, well, it's not the police's job to come up with those what charges. It's the prosecutor, you know, that's doing this. Or correct me if I'm wrong, right? I mean, it's the police just bring him in.
Yeah, the police recommend a charge.
Right.
And in this case, there are 2 charges. Both of them are misdemeanors, but you get a year in jail on misdemeanor.
But you're really not going to get a year in jail because thanks to COVID, are they doing early release out there in Alabama too, or they still lock you up?
Let me tell you something, Eddie. That jail is full. It's packed to the gills.
Well, our jails out here are empty. There ain't nobody in jail unless they're just there for overnight for DUI, sleepover, you know. Yeah. I mean, you go out here, you steal a car or, you know, something like that, they'll put handcuffs on you, they'll write you a ticket, cite you, and release you, and then they go right back. We had one lady just got out of prison, right, and she got in trouble, cite and release, she turned around, went back over to one of our sponsors, broke into the restaurant, opened the restaurant up, and started serving food at 2 o'clock in the morning, having a tweaker special saying everything $1. And they arrested her again, cite and released her, and boom, back out on the streets. That's our governor out here. So I'm glad Alabama's keeping them behind bars. But,
Alabama does not follow that lead from California.
Good. Now, that's my question is, was he cited and released, or is he actually still in jail?
He never went to jail. He went down there and got processed. Never went to the jail.
Okay, man. And didn't even get his mug shot, right?
Well, they should have a mug shot of him, I'm sure.
Well, I know everybody's telling the media that there's no mug shot. So,
well, they're not going to release it. They're not going to release it to the public.
Wow, man, I'll tell you what, out here, man, our police department, they give us their mug shot and everything. I mean, they put this guy on Front Street, you know.
You call the police chief and ask him about that.
Right, I'll definitely do that. I've got his number. I'll call him. I was actually talking to his secretary yesterday, or was it Friday? Yeah, Friday, so. But, hey, well, no more callers, so that means my...
One thing I need to make perfectly clear.
Go ahead, William.
My daughter and I are not involved in the criminal prosecution of this veterinarian.
Okay.
Not one bit. We could care less what they do. We're filing civil lawsuits against him for money.
Right.
And it's a different type thing. And we want to punish him that way. That's how you punish him.
Hit him in the wallet, folks. Yes, sir. Make that guy go broke like he's a joke, you know.
And we're still looking at ways to file suit and theories to file suit, and we'll probably come up with several theories, and we'll just file all the theories and see what happens.
I mean, yeah, throw them all out there and see which one hits the fish, you know, and then run with it. So, yeah.
Exactly right.
And the only way that we can do this, folks, is, you know, we need to hear from you. If you are a victim, you know, Matthew needs to hear it because more people, the better. So I've got another call coming in right now. I'm trying to answer. There we go. So, all right, go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Yes. Now that Mr. Matthews has had said to hit him in the wallet, is he going to request that he never practices again or in that office ever again?
Oh, we're going to make sure he don't practice nowhere ever again.
Well, that's another factor that we're not involved in.
Right.
That's the State Department of Veterinarians. They have a board, and that board can suspend his license. But they're not going to do it until they have their investigation, and that's going to take, you know.
And the investigation will go a lot faster, folks, and will help decide if they're going to suspend his, his license. is depending on how many complaints we can get in out there. If we get the whole public out there talking, you know, there's more that they can investigate. There's more, you know, red flags coming up. So if the more people come forward and start talking, then that does show them, okay, yeah, we don't need to let this guy have his license no more. It's time for him to start going digging ditches.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely. Any other questions you got?
No, that's all. I know there's going to be there in the civil suit. If he doesn't, if the practice isn't shut down, is Mr. Matthews going to ask when there becomes a deal? There will be a deal probably if he closes the office.
Well, I know the office was up for sale, but I don't think it's going to sell now. And the only thing he'll probably be able to sell with his business is probably the daggum equipment he has in it, because the reputation's going to be ruined. And, you know, if, you know, I know with Mr. Matthews, and Matthews, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the type of lawsuit that you'll be doing, there's nothing that you can actually really tell them to give them the idea of suspending it forever or not. You know, that's back to the actually prosecuting attorney type deal.
Right.
Gotcha, okay. But we the people can make sure that can happen if we all come together and raise enough noise. You know, right now, we got a little noise going on. It's just now getting attention. We all need to stand up and start yelling, you know? And if we do that, we can ruin the reputation, and then he will never be able, you know, he can go ahead and keep his license. What good is it going to do? Nobody's going to come to him, because why? We blackballed him as a community. Run him out.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for calling. All right, well, I thought I had this thing plugged up to the wall charger over here, but it's telling me my battery's going low. That's not good, Will. Anybody else wants to call in and say anything? If you have worked with this doctor, we need to hear from you. If you know anybody that's worked from this doctor, we need to hear from you. We need you, you know, comment below. If you don't want to, you know, leave a comment and want to stay anonymous, you can send me a private message, or you can contact Matthew's Attorney at Law in Ozark, Alabama. It's easy to find. Just Google it. I'm sure, you know, Mr. Matthews is well known that he probably even have his number on the bathroom walls, you know. So everybody knows who Mr. Matthews is. He don't play, folks, when it comes to defending animals, and he wants to hear from you guys. So, well, don't look like we have any more callers coming in. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. And while I'm charging this up, Mr. Matthews, do you want to say anything else or add anything to it while I get this juice going again?
Well, basically, you know, this is an unusual case.
Very unusual.
And, you know, it's going to take us a while to do research to determine what we're going to do with this. But anyway, I think the cards will start falling together in the next week or two on our side.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, you got the veterinary people, they're doing their investigation. You got the Ozark Police Department, they're doing their investigation. I don't know when his trial will be. I would say probably before the veterinarian people do their investigation. So, you know, it's all going to fall in together in the next month or two.
Right. I'm going through the comments right now, Will, and there, Melissa Renee is telling us, she's actually one of the admins here at this talk group. She's actually saying that according to the Chief Walker with Ozark Police Department, there was only one cat that was a victim. But say that those are two separate cat videos. And that's why they got two different charges.
I don't know why there would be two charges then, Eddie, you know.
Right. But we'll find out, I'm sure. I mean...
But once again, I'm not involved in the criminal part of this.
Right. But I am, though, because I'm going to be following this like crazy, and I will be calling the police department.
It would be unethical for us
as an attorney
to assist the police in a criminal investigation
Right.
When we've got civil litigation going at the same time. See what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah, and that's why I come in. I'm basically the mediator between the police and the people, especially out here. We deal with them all the time, and I will definitely be following this with the police department, staying in communication with the police chief and the police department, and I will be calling I guess the prosecuting attorney too. I definitely want to talk to them, get their input on what's going on, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted. Like I told Melissa Renee here with the admin of this page on Ozark Talk, I said I'm taking this story seriously because we're pet lovers. We run a pet rescue out here in California, and I own the himandInews.com Facebook group page out here, and we have over 60,000 Facebook members, and we're not just about news, we're about helping our community out here. I'm trying to bring Southern hospitality from Alabama out here to Southern California and try to teach these people, we need to group up together, look out for each other, not at each other, folks. And as a together, you see something, you say something, post it. If you don't know what's going on, somebody out there knows, you'll get an answer, And 9 times out of 10, a lot of times our cameras are out on scenes, showing you what's going on. So it's news for the community, by the community. Same here in the Ozark Talk group, This is like one of the, I guess, largest news outlets there in Ozark. It's a community news for the community, by the community. And that's what people need, and we need to hear from our people as far as, like I say, this issue that's going on. We can make this a big deal. Right now it's a big deal, but it's not as big as a deal that it can be if everybody comes together and, stand up and say something. And more victims that we have out there, and I know there's a lot more victims. We need to hear from you because we can definitely get it going a lot bigger, All right, we got another call coming in, so let's go ahead and grab it. All right, there we go. Go ahead, caller. You are on the air.
Yes, I was just wondering if the attorney perhaps has ever sued a veterinarian before.
Let's find out.
That's a very good question. I have not sued veterinarians. I've sued doctors.
Oh, that's even better.
I filed medical cases before in the past. Never sued a veterinarian.
First time
never
for
really
everything.
thought about it before. This is a very unusual situation. And like I've told everybody, without that video, there would be no lawsuit. There would be no criminal prosecution. There would be nothing.
First time for everything, though. He's going to sue one now.
Well,
we greatly appreciate you, Mr. Matthews.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Man, it's nice to have kind words. I appreciate it, caller. What is your thoughts on this when you've seen that video, caller?
It was heartbreaking. It tore my heart out of my chest. That poor cat. I mean, that veterinarian, he should be prosecuted to the fullest. I mean, whatever it takes. I mean, I hope that he gets his time. That's just not called for, and
that's right.
That's cruelty, and we are supposed to take care of our animals, and they cannot fend for themselves, and just like along with children, and we are the adults, and we are to protect them, and that's it. I mean, point blank, a veterinarian that does this, there is no exceptions.
I agree with you. There's zero tolerance for that. I mean, you shouldn't be a vet.
Let me ask the young lady something. If you own a jury and you saw this evidence, what in the world would you do if you own a jury and the attorneys ask you for money in something like this? How much would you go in something like this?
How much would I? Excuse me. What was that last sentence?
In something like this.
In other words, if you're the plaintiff, how much money would you want to make? off of this? If this was your cat.
If you were on the jury, how much money would you give the cat owners for this guy doing that, punching out their cat, hanging their cat, doing this to their cat? How much do you think that would worth?
There's not no money to put on it. I mean,
would you go for $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million? I mean, what would you award the victim? What do you think they would deserve for that? Now, let's burn his pocketbook. That's what we're talking about. How much money can we get out of his pockets? What would you make him have to pay? That's where it's going to hurt him at.
Well, I would definitely want to own Ozark Vet so I could make sure that this would never happen to, any other animals. And plus, hey, 20 million, whatever. I mean, he's got insurance.
Take his house, take his car, and take his wife. Well, never mind. Don't want to take his wife.
Right, well, I'm sure hopefully he will get jail time, and, whatever happens in there, happens in there. But
as you like to say, what stays in Vegas or what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
I'm sure it's not going to go too well when they find out that he is a veterinarian and he was abusing cats.
Right.
Sure.
That's right, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I'd go for the max. Well, whatever they can get, let's hurt him where it's going to hurt him,
Yeah, definitely. But my first priority would to be have that veterinarian clinic, so I could make sure that it would not happen to another cat or dog, or we just know of the cats. Who knows if he is this hateful for just cats? I mean, what else is there that we don't know? Because apparently this has been happening
for years,
for a long time.
Exactly.
We just have not had no proof.
20 years it's been going on. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of victims out there that's, needs to come forward. And I know out of 20 years of abusing animals behind closed doors, I know there's a lot of ex-employees that are out there that need to call in and, talk to us, Call in and talk to Mr. Matthews out of Matthews Attorney at Law in Ozark, his number's on Google.
Exactly. And the concerning thing is that I take my animals there.
No more.
And, now Dr. Logan is not the only vet there, but that's why I strongly encourage the lady, the owner of that cat, to seek out the, Ozark Vet. So, hey, I feel a camera should be installed in every room in that place.
Right.
But now the veterinarian I seen, it was a lady and she was nice. And, but, I don't think that we should place judgment on
the other good
everybody else in there.
No, not at all. We just need to get rid of him, and that's another thing while you're on the phone, Will. I hear that they're actually, I guess when the state came in or whoever came into his office, that they actually got all his records and they sealed his records where no other attorney or anybody can even access his records. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I haven't heard that at all.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my brother there in Alabama, and he told me that they actually sealed the records and no other attorney can access the records, and I think his attorney may have something to do with that too. I don't know, but I told him I was going to see if you can check in on that.
Eddie, once I file my lawsuit, I can subpoena everything you've got.
Yeah, they were even saying even if they seal like that, even if you try to subpoena it, you can't get it if it's sealed. And I'm like, well, that's probably why they're trying to do that, so you couldn't. And so, yeah, you might want to check.
So basically, you're saying that they're tampering with the evidence.
That's
Is that
what I
you're
would
saying?
say. That's my opinion. So that's why, as well, if that's true, I'd like for you to check that out and see if they're doing that. Because maybe
listen, once I file my lawsuit, I can see anything he's got.
Good. Well,
they can't get a protective order against the lawsuit.
Good. See, he's messing with the wrong person here.
It's not like these animals have rights like people do. HIPAA doesn't apply to animals. So I'll be able to get all his records.
Good.
Whatever's, germane to our case.
All righty. Awesome. All right. Well, caller, do you have any other questions or any statements?
No, thank you, and greatly appreciate you airing this and giving people the information, because it definitely needs to get out there and everybody be aware of what's going on.
Hey,
so
that's what I'm here for. I am a Alabama hillbilly all the way out here in West Coast California, trying to help the hometown out there. So when I heard about this story, I'm going to make this guy go viral, and I'm going to make him go national. So I'm already working with all the TV stations out here as well. I'm sending everything to the Viral Hog networks. We're actually sending this in over to the Enox and the Epic Times too. So we're going to make this guy known everywhere. Great. So we also work with alternative media sources all over the United States and all over the country. So this guy has yet begun to get his face out to the public. So I'm going to make sure when you type in the word vet, I don't care where at, he is going to pop up. So.
Thank you so much, sir. We greatly appreciate your help.
Hey, not a problem. Thanks for calling in. Make sure that you all do sign up on our YouTube channel. You can actually go to a web browser, go to www.thecrazyguyWithALazyEye.com, and that will take you to my news channel platform out here in California, and that's where we are putting in majority of the stories at. And you can actually share that YouTube video once it's up. I'm going to download this episode right here that we're doing on this talk group, so you guys can actually get that on YouTube and share it, because this is a private group here in Dale County, so you can't share outside the group, and that's the only way that we can get it shared. So definitely make sure you do go to Him and I News on YouTube, or just like I say, thecrazyguyWithLazyEye.com, and it'll take you there. So I may be crazy, folks, but I'm not stupid enough to do what this guy did. So, yeah, I'm not racist. I'm anti-stupid. Anybody else wants to call in? I'm going to take in one more caller before we end this. And tell us your opinions, what your thoughts is. How do you really feel about this? And if you was on the jury, how much money would you go to burn this guy in his pocket? Mr. Matthews wants to know today. So, caller, go ahead. Let's hear from you. Phones are waiting for you. And, well, I'm waiting for you, so. Anywho, Matthews, I'm about ready to get off here and get me a cup of coffee,
All right, Eddie, it's been good talking to you.
Yeah, not a problem either, bud. Hey, you stay in touch with us. Let us know, the movements out there. We'll keep this going public. And I do want to stress to everybody in the public, folks, if you know something, we need to hear about it. You can send us a message here on Facebook. You can email me. You can email me at ourcommunitytv@gmail.com. You can also contact Attorney Matthews in Ozark, Alabama. Just Google him. You can find his number. Give him a call. He definitely wants to hear from you guys. The only way that we can make this happen, folks, if we all pitch in together and raise enough hell, raise enough stream, raise enough dirt, and shovel that dirt out from underneath the rug. Sound like this guy's got a history of abuse, and it's time this guy be put on Front Street, and it's time for this guy to be shut down by the public. If we can't do it by the law, folks, we can do it by the power of the people. Because remember, folks, with you, you are the power. Together, united together. So thank you for tuning in, folks. Thanks for listening. And I want to give a shout out to Melissa and all the admins out here with the Ozark Talk group for letting us be the voice for the people and get this out to everybody. So make sure you comment below, let us know, if you know something, folks. We need to hear from you, and if you are the family members of the other cat, we need to hear from you as well too. So till then, I am getting out of my chair, folks, and I'm getting off the air. Says Eddie George, that crazy guy with the lazy eye, with him at iNews.com and ActionINews.com out here on the West Coast. From my lips to your ears, we're out of here.